2024, what a great year for Halloween decorations. Today we are going to specifically be looking at the animatronics to decide who won Halloween 2024. This is GB Hollows, and today we will be looking at some of the best animatronics from the 2024 lineup from several stores. So we're going to start off with Haunted Hill Farm because I've not really talked about them much at all. And I also kind of forgot what actually came out this year. So you'll have to remind me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure we had like Rosemary, a few other ones. Like these three right here, I'm pretty sure are new. So I found this list right here. These are the new ones. And those are some pretty decent ones to bring back. Rosemary, like I said, is one. However, next we're going to look at another company that I've not talked about at all. It's Big Lots. I mentioned them in my budget prop, but they also have some not budget props, which includes this guy. I don't think we've ever seen an animation like this, and Big Lots just came out of nowhere with this thing right here. The page isn't loading for me, but he just leans back, kind of rips open his shirt. It's so great for a werewolf. And $300, I think that's pretty decent. They also have a scarecrow and lumbering zombie. Now I guess we'll get on to the bigger stores. So, starting off with Lowe's. When I first saw Lowe's in the lineup this year, I was thinking, alright, everything is way overpriced. But then I found out that most of it is outdoor rated. I don't think the Wednesday stuff is. Even with that considered, I still think Lowe's is a bit expensive this year. Like, they don't give 20% off coupons. But let's look at the lineup. They have the Scarecrow back, Wednesday stuff, and honestly, the Reaper Band is probably one of my favorite things that they do. So, if we're looking at the best from each company, I would put the Reaper Band up there for Lowe's. Sea Diver is pretty good. This guy's actually not bad for a budget prop. The Tombstone, I don't really like the Gargoyle. Mummy's back, not bad. We also have a few others like the Zombie Fisherman, but honestly, out of all of them, I would say my favorite is the Steering Sea Captain. He's the only one that really comes close to me for actually living up to the price. The animation's very cool. I think his voice is very cool. The details are very cool. So when we're looking at the best, because I will compare the best from each store, at least for Lowe's and all the rest of the stores that I'm going to bring up, I'll compare the biggest maybe two or three, and that's how we'll decide who did the best. I'll also look at the sporting cast though. But this guy is definitely up there for Lowe's. Also from Lowe's, the Bone Collector. This guy, he's not available anymore because he's probably the most popular, one of the best 12-footers that we have seen. This guy is very cool. So I would put them up there with the best of Lowe's. Also, I do kind of like the Handstand Clown, but I'm going to go with the Captain and Bone Collector for the best from Lowe's. Moving on, we have Party City. There's Art the Clown, but Spirits is better. I think a lot of people agree on that one. Now, for Party City, they're also expensive. So, I don't know if I'm even going to consider the price. Drop Down Scarecrow. That might be my favorite, and it's from last year. He's back, though. Dr. Payne, I don't know how I feel about him. I do like the concept, though. So, I'm going to go off what people generally say and say the Cthulhu and Demonic Goat kind of prop Contaminated Kid are the best in Party City. Even though I don't like the price, at least for this one, even though it is 9 feet tall. It's not outdoor rated, though, which doesn't make sense. So, for Party City, I'll go with those for the top two. Now moving on to Spirit. I already did a whole list twice for Spirit, so we already know that I like Nibbles and Wanda. Those might stay as my top two, but the supporting cast for Spirit might be the best of any company because there's not really any bad props this year. I mean, giant alien. I'm back to kind of wanting that guy again. But I'm going to go with Nibbles and Wanda for the top two from Spirit this year. And now for Home Depot. There's all this cheap stuff, but once we get past that, Soul Slasher, very good for the price. Jack of Spades, very good for the price. Like, based on price alone, Home Depot clearly wins this year, and most years. So some stuff might be sold out, so it might not show up, but I mean, Fear Valley Wolf, he's up there for my favorite. Plague Doctor, very good. Carnival Call, I wish his head was not latex, because it is an outdoor prop aside from that. But then we have Captain Cuts and the Levitating Reaper. King Doulahan, also very cool, and they got a bunch of giant props. But I'm going to go with the Reaper, Levitating Reaper, and Captain Cuts is the best two from Home Depot. Alright, now this is what it comes down to. For Lowe's, we've got the Steering Captain and the Bone Collector. So, two very cool animatronics, but a bit more expensive. Both have pretty cool animation. And we're going to compare those to the Cthulhu. I hope I'm saying that right. And the Contaminated Kid. So, also two very original concepts here. I do like both. And now for Spirit, we have Wanda Webworth. Also a pretty cool, unique concept. We can't make the picture bigger for some reason. And pretty cool animation for her too. And then Nibbles. I mean, a common theme. A cool animation. He follows you. He tracks where people are and follows you with his head. So that is very cool as well. And finally, for Home Depot, we have Captain Cuts with just the servo technology, the lifelikeness, the details, the high quality face material, and then we get to the Levitating Reaper, which it makes sense for there to be a giant levitating Reaper, and it looks so cool. I have seen this guy in stores, and yeah, it's very impressive. The proportions are pretty close to the giant skeleton, even though he's a bit smaller. So, who do you think wins? Well, for me, if you're also considering the supporting cast, which we briefly went through, it's between Spirit and Home Depot. But between the top two from each store, I'm gonna go with Home Depot. Like, these two props, I don't think you can beat them. They are so good. And the innovation just continues with Home Depot. Now, I'm not going to be all positive with Home Depot because they messed up shipping with my orders almost every time, so be careful of that. But that aside, Home Depot has the best prices, the most realistic props, most innovative props, and overall, if you're looking at the top two from each store, I think Home Depot wins. Again, with the supporting cast, it's very close, but Spirit and Home Depot, in my opinion, really have both won Halloween this year for 2024. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching. This has been GB Hollows.